Guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to a new video. In just a little bit from now, then there will be new CPI data released. That is inflation data from the United States, and that will most likely cause quite some volatility on the markets. We had already quite the run up for BTC and ETH. Was this a pre-pump and is the sell the news event, or if the data is good, can we pump much higher? We are going to dive into targets and trades. If you like the content, please do me a favor, like, subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. I will not be able to live stream the event, but I will update you on Twitter, so definitely check that out. We are starting off here with BTC USD on the 1 hour. And as you can see, we are getting into a zone of resistance where it was support already quite some time. We tapped it once and now we are tapping it here for the second time on, let's say, the quote-unquote bull side. So the question is, if we can break out and we find this as support, then we can march much higher. A big target that I am then looking out for, it is maybe a bit far, but it is then the golden pocket measured from this high to so far the bear market low, and then I'm aiming for 19,200 to 19,400. Quite the target, but we already did quite some. I have to be honest, I'm a little bit surprised by the move because we are definitely still in bear market / accumulation phase territory. You don't just overnight with a snip of the fingers move from a bear market into a bull market. These things have phases, so I would be surprised if we pump much high to 19 or 20k, but of course never say never. You could also say that therefore we are creating a little bit of maybe an ascending triangle, and that if we bounce off, that we still need some time to go before we are going higher. This is also a scenario that I have posted on Twitter. Just on the indicators, we are pretty overbought. You can see here the 1 hour, I mean it still points up, but we are above the white line, the 60 line, so we are overbought. On the 4 hour, and it looks like you are looking at a couple of clouds. The momentum waves are just kind of stumbling over each other more and more. Again a red dot, and it doesn't seem like they're stopping. Maybe now the money flow wants to curve a little bit to the downside, but so far we cannot speak of topping out yet. Here you can see that you had a bearish divergence on the 4 hour. That was this one, but you only got from the market 0.6%. So usually these 4 hour bearish divergences, they play out or give you at least 1% or 2%, sometimes even more, but this one was just little. It just shows how much strength there still is for the bulls. This was, by the way, not a short squeeze. The funding rate was positive all the way through. I checked that myself. If we are looking at the regular RSI, then we can see that we're also pretty overbought. This is again the 4 hour. You can see that we came off from 85, now a little bit sideways, but all in all we are already spending quite some time in the overbought territory. Remember what I always tell you, just because we're overbought doesn't mean we're going down, and just because we're oversold doesn't mean we go up. We go higher than you think, lower than you expect. So just because this number is high doesn't mean right away we need to reverse it, but I would definitely not be looking to long this at all. I also said it today in emergency update, is that if you are longing, then you are longing in overbought territory into a event that's the CPI data and into heavy resistance, and therefore I meant this big box here ahead of us. So if you want to long, then just make sure that this first cool off, or you have a very nice setup. But I think if you're long now, that's pretty dangerous. Then let's quickly look to the downside. Let's say this was the top and the news is bad and we are going lower. Then of course we first have that bigger value area high right here at 17,400. Then we have the point of control at 16,800, and then the value area low and the golden pocket of this entire move at approximately, so we say 16,570 until 16,400. I would actually first be already looking at this target right here. Then you have a golden pocket between the value area high and the point of control at the 17,000 to 17,125. And so there is quite some support underneath us. Usually these parabolic runs, they always end the same way. We go up and then eventually we go down again because it's way overbought. But where is the top? That is always the big question. No one knows. We can go much higher. Maybe we even go a little bit sideways. It's a non-event, the CPI, and then we make another move. So just be careful with trading this. Therefore, I would also say restrain yourself from trading. Just don't do anything at all. Check the event, and then just until everything is a little bit cleared out, that you then maybe put on a trade. Yes, you will maybe not catch the bottom or the top, but it's better than getting completely wicked out, because usually these are quite volatile events. Then quickly to ETH. You can see that we are right now at the golden pocket. That one is measured from this big wick to the low here, back up $1,400 right now for ETH. I did not expect it at all. I'm gonna be honest with you, was a little bit surprised by this pump. And then the bigger one is then of course from this top right here until the bottom, and then we have a golden pocket at 1447 until 1466, so 1466. That from now is not so far anymore, a little bit more than 4%, and we all know that is absolutely doable for ETH. Would you have asked me this question 1 or 2 days ago, then I would have said I think we're not going to make it. We are going to reverse soon again to maybe take out the liquidity underneath all of these lows, but that of course can still happen, but I did not expect us to go so much higher. And the same I thought also for ETH, take liquidity out, so first maybe go lower and then go higher again. Yeah, therefore you see it's always important that you make multiple scenarios, multiple trades, that whatever happens that you are prepared for each scenario. Then quickly the dollar index, that is still here on the daily a big bullish divergence, has not played out yet, but if the news is good, then I'm afraid that this will just dump down. We are creating also a huge momentum wave here, and then the bearish divergence, the bullish divergence might be off the table. On the other hand, if the news is okay or bad, then I expect the dollar index finally to run up and this to reverse, and then of course risk assets like stocks and crypto will sell off, and then of course you know it, if the DXY is pumping, BTC is dumping, and the other way around. Quickly then the last look to the CPI data. As you can see, this is the inflation rate in the United States. We are going down faster and faster. Also month over month the expectations are beaten. So about the month of October, they thought it will be 8%, but it was 7.7. Then of month of November, 7.3, it was 7.1. Now they think inflation will fall back from 7.1 to 6.5. So this is quite a drop, 0.6%. Same gap between the month of October and November. For core inflation, that also was time over time better than expected, 6.5, but it was 6.3 expected. The month after 6.1 it was 6, and now the thing again 0.3% lower than the previous month, so that's the same kind of gap again. If inflation and core inflation comes out at or lower than these numbers, so it's been beaten again, then I expect a major move up. Actually, if it is maybe slightly lower, just 1/10%, then maybe some sideways action or a bit of a dump. Not heavy. I do not think that we are going to retest the lows right away and yippee-ki-yay, that was it. But do expect some volatility. It really depends on with how much the expectations will be beaten or not. I will be updating you on Twitter, so if you like the content, then do me a favor, like and subscribe, click on the bell, click on all so you don't miss anything. Leave me a comment, share this video with your friends if you think that's useful. Also feel free again to follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Also those links are in the description. Be careful with trading. If you're not in a trade, just wait it out, let it play out. Come back tomorrow or maybe after the weekend until you have a bit of a clearer vision or a clear idea of what the chart is telling you, and not that you're getting caught up and chopped up for what is coming in an hour or so from now. Thank you guys so much. See you next one. Bye bye.